And we're live. Welcome to another episode of Up Close and on Fire with Lucia and Gwen. How was your week, Mr.
Oh
Accountant?
my gosh. If I see another W-2, I'm going to throw up now.
we're gonna need a 1040 SR for you every day.
Oh, a senior citizen
A
tax return?
senile.
Wait.
Not a senile citizen. It's a senior
Yeah,
citizen
you're
tax
funny.
return. But these guys are the stars of the show tonight,
That's right.
not us.
We've got Royal Horses with us tonight.
Mhm.
And
Hey,
why don't you introduce yourself left to right, and then we'll tell you the Shelby definition
Our
behind.
left or their left?
We're gonna start with the other one, the other left.
that
Don't
was
start with me. Hey, I'm Daniel Firth. I'm the drummer for Royal Horses.
I'm
Where
a
are
Kenny
you
Paul
from,
man. I play
Daniel?
upright bass.
I'm sorry,
That's all
Too
right.
soon.
you were talking over him.
Come again.
If you didn't hear me, I'm Kenny Paul man. I play upright bass for the band.
And bass player.
Nice.
And I'm Shelby, and I play guitar.
A male Shelby. How do you like this?
Guy Shelby.
So the reason why we say male Shelby is because one of our friend's daughter, her name is Shelby, and his soon-to-be daughter-in-law is a Shelby.
That's not official yet.
More official than you think, brother. So where are you guys from?
So we're from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Kenny's from a little bit further north in Laurel, Mississippi, and Shelby's from a little bit further north than that,
Mississippi.
Lewin. So
Mississippi.
all right here in the Pine Belt.
Was Elvis born in Mississippi?
Don't ask me, dude. I'm not an Elvis fan.
Oh,
He's born in Tupelo,
Tupelo.
up north.
Mississippi.
Yeah, that's a whole different
That's a
world.
way
I'm
different Mississippi.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Is Mississippi anywhere near our trip in May when we go cross country?
No.
Oh.
We're going to South
Shucks.
Dakota.
We're the Jimmy Buffett part of Mississippi.
Oh,
Yes,
Okay.
or not from here, but some sort of.
She's the one that failed geography, not me.
Oh, oh.
It's my only week.
Well, we have exams after this.
Nobody tell me about the exam.
But what we do know is that you guys can tell us a little bit more about your band. I read the description and all of that, and you guys play a genre of music that I adore. You know, our bluegrass, rockabilly, the
He
70s
likes anything.
muscle car music.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
you guys are a cross between
Mhm.
all of that. I heard it.
So tell us more. How'd you come up with the name? How did y'all meet?
Tell us the history.
Ian?
I'll start it. Y'all can talk.
Yeah,
about
you
it.
came up with the name. So.
I did. I don't really know exactly how that name came about. I just thought it sounded cool, and it's kind of you know, they kind of the name kind of clashes a little bit.
I
Royal,
like it.
like a workhorse, but you know,
I like it.
I thought it was neat, and also it kind of tied into the galloping of the upright bass. You know,
Oh yeah.
so and
Absolutely.
when we first started jamming together, it was him and I for what, like maybe a few weeks before he actually joined.
18 hours.
Yeah, so we all kind of started together, but it really did have, when we initially started, it was way more of a kind of rockabilly-ish, Elvis kind of thing, you know, Stray Cat, stuff like that. But I mean, since then, it's really kind of evolved into our own thing, you know, adding a lot of different elements, not intentionally, but just, you know, stuff that we were raised on and stuff that we love, and, you know, kind of bleeding into that.
Yeah, there's definitely a old classic rock, kind of feel to it that we all of us grew up listening to. But then we each have our own different veins of music that we
Very nice.
have listened to our whole lives as well. That kind of influenced our playing styles, and that's kind of how our music grows. Is we just keep jamming together and coming up with new things, trying new guitars, new sounds, different stuff like that until we just click on something. But there's that just Mississippi style music that's just embedded in us, that's born from the blues or born from, all kinds of rock and roll. So country music. Yeah.
Very musically rich part of the country.
Without the steel guitar.
So,
Well,
You have a steel guitar?
oh my God.
pretty mean steel guitar player.
I try.
So, what was life like for you guys before the pandemic? Because I know when we get to after pandemic, you can tell us all about the brand new album and the new song, which I started singing right along with your lyrics. The minute I started hearing it, I was in 40 seconds. He looked at me, he goes, "Did you ever hear this song?" I'm like, "No."
Were you guys playing out or were you just recording before pandemic?
We played out a
Played a
lot.
lot.
We're all full time musicians now.
Nice.
We were playing out a good bit, not really touring too far off, but there's definitely like so many music venues along the coast down here that
Good.
we've frequented, and just I'm not gonna say we're weekend warriors. We did a lot of weekday shows too, but definitely every single weekend.
Awesome.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
That's great. Yeah, Mississippi's good for the music scene. I know that. Up here where we are, there's like nothing.
So tell us what life was like after pandemic started.
They start having album.
Yeah, they released a new album. Were you just working on a
New
new
song.
album?
New song.
Oh, we recorded that. That album actually was recorded 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
We
Pandemic, mind you.
Yeah,
That's right.
so before the pandemic, November of 2019, we released the record on vinyl, and it was available on vinyl for a whole year before we released it digitally.
Yeah, exclusively on vinyl. So
Nice.
Post pandemic, has been most getting ready to release the album digitally and playing as much music as we can, given the circumstances.
Right.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to do that. That's why I was.
Doing?
That's why as soon as you said move in, I just took the shot. So
I thought the phone messed up for a
Yeah,
minute.
no, that's okay. So modern's man way to improve. When you labeled it, did you think maybe how it's relating to today and how the modern man's continuing to improve, especially through the pandemic?
Hmm?
Modern man's way to improve. How to avoid getting
Is
infected.
that a question?
Yeah, it is. Lucia's verbiage. um, so life after the pandemic, you have the album, and then you just released a video, bottom of the chart with lyrics.
Yeah.
And how did you guys come up with the song content? And what's your inspiration behind the song?
Years ago.
That song was inspired by this old clock that my previous roommate had on the wall. That
Oh,
was
okay.
it was stitched with just all these astrological signs and little trees and things like that. And that clock sort of inspired that song.
Oh, nice.
Lyrically, anyway.
Lyrically.
Yeah, and a lot of the lyrics from like you had mentioned earlier, Minor Man talks about how we're faced all the time with social media platforms and how to really step away from that maybe, and it really, I don't know if it was intentionally written when it was. Knowing that social media was going to grow into this monster that it was in 2020 or something like that, or yeah, it's pretty big before that. So it was kind of crazy how when we did finally release that album on a record store day and it went online, that a lot of people connected with that song, even though it was written even a couple of years before that. So, the pandemic, luckily our music was still hard to find before the pandemic. So when that happened, we didn't really lose much steam there because on National Record Store Day it came out and everybody got to hear it at the same time. And it,
good.
So in a weird way, everybody had those few months of being locked down, and then at the end of it, you get this fresh breath of air that kind of sounds like it was written for the pandemic when it was actually written a little bit before. So that was something neat.
That's fantastic.
A little foresight there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of something. I mentioned you guys are rockabilly and 70s, and I called it muscle car rock. Did I just coin a phrase? Is that possible?
I like it.
There you go.
Huh? I don't like
Use
it.
it.
Do you like this? I love this. I love this black and
We have before.
Yeah, we got a muscle band.
Lucia and I are looking at a picture of you guys sitting on a cozy set of outdoor furniture in front of the
Yeah.
lake,
That's awesome.
and it's
Yeah.
a fantastic picture of
It
of
really
your
is.
band. I love it.
That was a little festival that we played here in Soso, Mississippi.
So.
Uh, Soso, Mississippi. It's a
Well,
little bitty town, but
That's south of South
that,
Mississippi. So
yeah.
so.
So
Right.
And that was sitting out in front of the lake, and we took it.
yeah, I guess I mean
Took
they
it
had it out there for like photo ops and stuff, but we luckily had an actual photographer friend that was there taking photos and stuff of us already. So really, let's go check out this stuff over here, and we wound up getting a lot of mileage out of that photo for sure. It's on the back of the album, and
It looks like a back of an album cover.
no,
No
it looks
I
really
was just
good.
gonna
It
say
really
that.
does.
was perfect.
So, so would you say you're playing more now, or were you playing more before pandemic?
Probably playing more pre-pandemic, but in the part of the country we're in, things have opened up a lot, and
That's
so
good.
we're playing a lot now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
I'd say we're at about 80% of what we were doing before.
Oh, that's what I want to hear.
That's cool.
That's what I want
That's
to hear.
cool.
So I know that when we said Mississippi at the beginning
Yeah.
of the interview,
Yeah.
I mentioned Tupelo. I was like, didn't Elvis live there? Well, I was trying to figure out why I would be going through Tupelo to get to Memphis. I started in Charlotte, then we went through Alabama
You.
and
Yeah,
Tupelo and landed in Memphis. So it was nice to see the place where Elvis was born, and it is in Mississippi, though it's not in Mississippi,
Right.
like you guys.
we actually consider Memphis North Mississippi.
Oh,
That's
very,
that's
very
Mhm.
cool. I've never been to Memphis. I haven't been to Tupelo, so hopefully before he gets the itch to internationally travel again, we'll see more states.
You never know. We're gonna drive all the way to Mount Rushmore in May,
Oh God.
and on the way home, you never know. We might be in Mississippi.
Oh geez.
Hmm.
You
Memphis.
got to come to the fun part of it.
Now,
yeah.
while you're gigging out, are you live streaming for people who are afraid to come out?
We did a few live streams towards the beginning of the pandemic. Then let's say it got pretty crowded on social media with live streams.
Yeah.
So that it kind of lost its appeal to us a little bit. But we're definitely um, appreciative of those that still want to listen to music and will help out. When
Yeah.
on live streams like that. So there's definitely a market. It's kind of finding the right I don't know vein to it to
Mhm.
really capitalize on it.
Oh yeah.
Because there are people and true fans that don't want to come out. Even down here where it's pretty open, there's still a lot of people, and you got to respect everybody. At the same time. So
Absolutely.
some musicians that we really look up to, live stream all the time,
Yeah.
and so yeah, it's really cool. I like. It's starting to level out now that it's not so it's such a highway, online.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you guys are at 80% playing out
We're
because
not even at
around here
50.
we're nowhere near that.
No,
Yeah.
There's one gig a weekend around here
if that.
for most people. It's not it's not anything it was like before the pandemic.
Uh-uh.
And we heard rumors tonight that there's going to be further nationwide closures now due to the new presidency.
Oh,
But
don't turn it into politics.
stay tuned for all of that. No, it's
Please
not,
don't.
it's not about
Do not
politics.
turn it into politics.
It's about people getting asses in seats. We want to be able to go to a show. I want to see a rock concert, okay? I want to see these guys tearing
No.
it up.
Well, we'll just go and see them no matter what. I'm not listening to the rules.
All right. We'll need
Where
your
you guys
message.
located at?
What's
Where,
that?
where you guys located at? Where y'all located?
Oh, we're in Tafton, Pennsylvania. We're at the bottom of a very famous former ski resort, Tanglewood Ski Resort, Tanglewood Mountain.
And we live in a ski chalet.
Yeah. Well, no,
Awesome.
not really. It's more like a ski shed.
I turned the whole house into a ski chalet, so we live at the
Except-
bottom of the ski hill.
Except for one room.
They don't do much skiing in Mississippi.
No, look
Yeah.
at them. They're sitting on the porch with the.
Different kind of skiing down here.
Yeah.
It's warm.
Yeah.
Water skiing. There
oh,
you go.
oh God. Don't start.
Watch out for the alligators.
Yes, for real.
So if people want to check you guys out, they can find you at Royal Horses on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course your website, which is beautiful, by the way. That
Love
is
that website.
gorgeous. I love everything about it, which is royalhorsesband.com.
That's it.
Cool.
Yeah,
Pretty active on Facebook and Instagram the most. Um, Facebook's our go-to,
Yeah.
and then our website. We try to keep it up to date with shows coming up, new merchandise, everything like that. So
Very cool.
we stayed off of mainstream media for a full year, and then and then now that we're active on it, once we tried to go a little old school with the record, where people had to come to your show, to purchase your
Oh, I
music, or
remember that.
go thumb through your record store, and look for that album.
Or go
And
find
record store,
a cassette track.
yeah, some old tapes or something. So we did that for a full year, and it kind of worked out well for us. And now that we're really active on social media, our website's probably the best place to see what we're up to.
That is great.
I will say that was always the plan too. It wasn't something we did because of the pandemic. We had released the album before that, and we had planned on waiting a good amount of time. We got selected for Record Store Day, which was huge to us, to release our record there, which was initially supposed to be in April of 2020, but it wound up being in October. So it got pushed way back. But it all worked out, and we're real happy with the reception we've gotten so far from the record.
That's great.
Now streaming and digitally,
Yeah,
absolutely.
during the height of the lockdown, we went back into the studio and started working on album number 2.
Cool.
Got that kind of in the last stages right now. Other music on the way. So
Awesome.
in addition,
That is awesome.
You might get some pedal steel with that.
yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Load 1 and load 2.
Yep. And when he says pedal steel, I'm already thinking of my piano and me with the pedals when I'm playing.
Well, listen, real nice to meet you
Yeah.
guys. We want to make sure that this video that we just made tonight gets to people. We're gonna share it to you when we're done.
Yeah.
And we want to wish you all the best. And when we're coming to Mississippi, we're coming to see you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll give you a private show if we have to.
All
right. In the backyard.
And 6 months from now, we'll do it again.
We'll make it happen.
We'll check in with you guys. I'm going to make you my friends on Facebook.
Do it.
Good luck finding them, because I got one. I got 2 to look for.
I'm going, baby. Good night, you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, guys. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Keep in touch.
We will.
Oh my God.